If you've been part of the video game collecting hobby long enough, you've no doubt found your niche, the focal point and center of what it is that excites you the most and for that which you are the most passionate about. Sometimes this love is more commonly shared by others, and sometimes not so much. It's not always easy. There are for certain many roadblocks and obstacles. Sometimes it's a complete lack of availability, other times it's the item's overall condition. Then of course is the harsh reality of whether or not you can actually afford to spend the money when the former two criteria are actually met. But sometimes, every now and then, the stars will align. The conditions are right, you're ready, and that treasure you've yearned for can finally be yours. This is a big one for me, perhaps the one true unicorn that remained. It is quite literally the Omega in the Neo Geo's lineup, the last game that would ever be produced for the iconic MVS hardware, thus making it a true part of SNK history. Some of you will understand this pickup because you've found your own niche. You're on your own quest, or you've been fortunate to land your own unicorn. Others will be more dismissive and tell people like us that we can simply emulate this stuff. Well, you and I both know that emulation doesn't begin to fulfill these types of wishes and desires. This is something very different. This is a passion. We don't even need to get into the Speedy Gonzalez's of the world. Technicalities aren't always what drives collecting. It's often far more simple than that. Emulation doesn't smell like the cardboard box that cartridges are pulled from. Emulation doesn't look like the artwork and colors of an instruction manual, insert, or cover art. Emulation doesn't give you the satisfying click of locking a cartridge or disc into place just before pressing that power button. Emulation doesn't have that smooth plastic feel with edges and sides that you can wrap your hands around, allowing you to instantly know what it is you're holding even if you were standing in pitch blackness. As for any fears of this sitting on a shelf, forget it. I've already logged hours of playtime with this icon on the big red. It's actually a large part of why I've been MIA lately. Unfortunately, that time hasn't directly translated to how well I play the game. Not yet. The word Grail gets thrown around a lot lately, and while I don't know if this is quite that, I can certainly understand what is intended by the term. Owning an increasingly more rare piece of history of something that you love, being able to experience the genuineness of it in its original format, on its intended hardware, an arcade machine, is something that I certainly don't take for granted. I'm thankful, for this is truly something special.